Hello, I'm Adrienne Watson Carver, your host for Educated Parenting, a new program we'll be producing here on BCPS-TV. The show will cover significant topics for parents who have children attending Baltimore County Public Schools. Today we'll talk about what you can expect in future programs, and we'll share some of the exceptional resources that are available for parents through Baltimore County Public Schools. Joining me is Dr. Frances Bond, a child development specialist and a regular contributor to our program.
Thank you, Adrienne. We're so pleased to offer this new program for parents who have students in Baltimore County Public Schools. Educated Parenting will provide the information and resources that parents need so that they can become more involved in their child's education.
How important is it for parents to be involved in their children's learning?
Parent involvement is fundamental to a child's success in school. Studies consistently show that when parents are connected to their children's education and learning at all ages, from preschool to high school, the students perform better in school and they navigate the challenges of growing up more easily. The resources that we will identify for parents will help them to become more connected to their students' school and involved in their learning.
Although I have 3 children that attend Baltimore County Public Schools, I had absolutely no idea that there were so many resources available to parents through Parent Support Services. Here to tell us about those resources are Mary Macer of Parent Support Services and Susan Hahn, a Parent Service Representative. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We love Parent Support Services. We have resources in Parent Support Services on the Parent Mobile, which is an award-winning vehicle that rides around the county. We have 5 area resource centers in Baltimore County, and we have a very rich website of parent resources here in Baltimore County Public Schools.
Wow, that's awesome, Mary. Can you first start off telling us a little bit about the Parent Mobile?
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked about it. This is the second Parent Mobile that we've had. It's a retrofitted bus that we've used from a retired school bus, and the Parent Mobile travels to schools, community events. It goes around the county with a storehouse of resources on the bus for parents. It also has computers on the Parent Mobile and information about social services. Any resources that you may need as a parent are on the Parent Mobile.
Is the Parent Mobile staffed?
The Parent Mobile is staffed with 3 Parent Support Services representatives. They are always there to assist schools and other community organizations when needed.
Well, if a parent wanted the Parent Mobile to visit their child's school or community organization, how would they go about getting those details?
I'm glad you asked, Fran, because on our website that I mentioned earlier, you can go on the website to see where the Parent Mobile will be, and you can also contact your school, and in conjunction with the administration, you can certainly reserve the Parent Mobile online, and that Parent Mobile can come to your school or community event.
Is there any cost for this, Mary?
There is absolutely no cost for the Parent Mobile.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Mary, you also mentioned that there are parent resource centers. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Sure. We have resource centers in 5 geographic areas of the Baltimore County Schools, and they provide supplemental resources for parents, communities, and for daycare centers, Vacation Bible School. You can go there and do a number of things with the resources that we have available.
Awesome. Are they staffed as well?
They are staffed with resource center leaders who are there to assist, and we have a motto: if you can name it, we can make it.
Awesome.
What kinds of things do parents do when they go to the resource centers? Do they make materials for children, or?
Absolutely. They make materials for children to use at home, such as flashcards. Parents work with their teenagers to do science projects at the resource centers. There are so many materials and resources there for parents to use.
And what about costs? Is there a cost?
There is a cost for materials only.
Oh, okay.
There is a cost just for materials at the resource centers. The equipment, use of equipment is free.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's awesome. Now, Susan, you're going to tell us a little bit about the website, correct?
Yes, as Mary said, we have a website filled with resources, and we are constantly updating our website, so it's something parents want to check often for new resources. And I'd like to show you how you can get to Parent Support Services. You need to be on bcps.org, and then you can go to the Parents tab and hover over it and come down to Parent Support Services, and then you will see our home page. And first, I'd like to mention that many of the documents that we have on our website come in various languages. And then Mary mentioned the Parent Mobile, so you can come down here and click on the Parent Mobile, and this request form is where you would request the Parent Mobile to come to your community event or your school. And then on the calendar, you can see actually where the Parent Mobile is scheduled to be for the month.
That's great.
That's great.
And then I'll go back. And then the resource centers for families and schools. Now normally on the right-hand side, you will see the list, but we are down here today for TV purposes. So you can see actually where the school resource centers are located. And you might want to call before you go to check their hours and make sure that they're actually going to be open that day. And then if you go back, you will go to Student Resources for Learning at Home. And this is where you will find many resources for parents. So for instance, we have a sheet here parents can click on, and these are activities that you can do at home with your children when they're home with you. So when they're off on days like President's Day, or maybe in the beginning of the year when we had a hurricane, several schools were closed. These are activities that you can download, put in your emergency prepared box ahead of time, so that you can pull them out and do some activities with your children.
Oh, I know
while
parents
they're
would
home with
appreciate
you.
that.
Yeah. So the forms are right there on the site. They can be downloaded and printed out?
Yes,
Awesome.
exactly.
Awesome.
There's
That's great.
you'll find various games you can play with your students, reading, math, social studies. On the weekends, you want to do something with your students. We have a list of day trips for science and social studies. They're kind of aligned with what the children are learning in the various grades that they are in.
What about parents who don't have the availability of internet in their homes? Where can they go to get some of this information?
We welcome the parents to come to the resource centers because we have, in each resource center, there are computers that they can use there. They also can go to the Baltimore County Public Library and use it. And then, of course, check with their school where their children are, because many schools have parent centers set up with a computer there also.
Oh, well, that would be great.
Yes, that's awesome.
I'd also like to just quickly show you our monthly learning calendar, which I'm not going to click on because it might take a minute to come up, but this is where you would find it. And for now, the month of February is up, and March will be coming soon. And there's activities you can do each day with your child at different levels. But we might not always know the answer to those activities, and we don't want you not to do it because you don't know the answer. So also on the Learning at Home resources page, there is an answer key. So you can see right here the month of February. You can click on it, look at that beforehand, and your children will think you know a little bit about everything.
That's wonderful.
That's what we want them to think. And then I'm going to just scroll down because that's where our list is. But you can also find community resources on there, information about your elementary card, homework help, how to help your children with homework. When you have a parent-teacher conference approaching, you might want to go on there, and there's a list of questions that you could ask your teacher for elementary and secondary classes.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that valuable information. In future programs of Educated Parenting, we will give additional information about the Parent Support Services. As Fran said, our objective is to make sure that our parents are well equipped and informed to actively be engaged in their child's learning. When we come back, we'll talk about future programs. Stay with us.
From Maine to Maui, thousands of high school students across the country are getting in on the action by volunteering in their communities.
Action teams of high school students are joining Volunteers of America and Major League Baseball players to help train and inspire the next generation of volunteers.
It's easy to start an action team at your school, so you too can get in on the action.
Are you in? Get in on the action at actionteam.org.
Welcome back. As we mentioned, Educated Parenting will air monthly on BCPS-TV, and on each show we'll invite guests to discuss topics that are of interest to parents and will provide lots of practical resources and information. And at the end of each program, we'll wrap it up with a parenting tip. So, Fran, what are some of the topics that we can expect to be discussed on future programs?
Adrienne, we talked with a number of parents and grandparents and asked them to list questions they had related to their child's development and learning. Both parents and grandparents focused their questions and interests on their children's physical, emotional, and social development, of course, along with their students' school achievement. In future programs, we'll cover topics that address these issues. Some of the topics we will include are play as a component for learning, parent conferences, nutrition and health, testing, homework, communication, reading and literacy, and the social and emotional development of your child.
As a parent, I know parents will appreciate the information and the resources that we will bring to them. We'll also want to invite parents to contact us at any time with any of their questions and additional suggestions for program topics.
You mentioned a parent tip that will be given after each program. What is today's tip for parents?
Today's tip is what I call a teachable moment. I absolutely love teachable moments, and I want parents and caregivers to be aware of how important these moments are. A teachable moment is an unplanned happening that may occur at any time of day. A teachable moment happens when a child may ask a question or show interest or curiosity about a certain topic. The question or the interest can be a learning opportunity between parent and child. Parents should take this time to extend and expand the child's learning on the subject while he or she is excited, motivated, and interested to talk about it.
That's a wonderful tip. The unplanned part is the whole essence of what a teachable moment is all about. It's spontaneous and it addresses what sparks the interest of the student at that time. And the teachable moment will work with all ages, from preschool to high school. But parents need to be tuned in so that they don't miss when a teachable moment happens. Take advantage of the situation and encourage a new learning experience. And this can be fun and exciting for you and your child.
Before we leave today, we want to thank our guests, Mary Macer and Susan Hahn, for sharing so much valuable information. And we invite you to contact us at edchannel@bcps.org with your questions or topics. We look forward to hearing from you. And until next time, I'm Adrienne Watson Carver.
And I'm Frances Bond.
Bye for now.